Welcome back to Kristincooks. I'm Kristen and happy Thanksgiving. It is almost Thanksgiving. It's tomorrow. Yesterday I filmed myself putting together practically my whole Thanksgiving meal yesterday. So I will post that for for Friday's upload. And then for today though, I'm going to finish up my pies. I did the crust yesterday and so I wanted to finish that up today so I can upload it for you. So after today, after tomorrow, then it's full on holiday mode. And I'm gonna have lots of cooking, baking content, decorating to go, ready to go for you. So without further talking from me, let's get in the kitchen and get going. Okay, starting off with the pie crust, I am doing a double crust. So I am grating 1 cup, which is 2 sticks of unsalted butter. I like to use this method instead of using the pastry cutter. It's so much faster to just use your cheese grater and just get it done. And then we're moving on to the flour, 2.5 cups unbleached all-purpose flour. I'm obviously putting this into my food processor. Okay, and now we're adding in the rest of the ingredients, which is just 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and then we're going to pulse it in the food processor until we have a sandy type dough. Okay, and I also, while I'm doing all this, I do have my butter in the freezer so it can stay really, really cold because that's what gives you a nice flaky crust. So here is my butter out of the freezer. And I didn't want the butter to stick to the underside of the lid. So I just was putting it down into the flour and coating it with the flour first so it didn't stick, and it worked. It didn't stick at all to my processor lid. All right, and then you should have this type of texture is what you're looking for. And then we're adding in 6 to 8 tablespoons of ice cold water. You do not want to warm up that butter any more than you need to. The food processor kind of gives you enough heat as it is. And this is the texture you want. You want the dough to stick together, and that's when you know it's ready to be rolled out. So I just churned out the dough onto my countertop, and I'm just using this food scraper to just kind of really help me in getting the dough together. And after kneading it for a little bit, I tried not to to warm it up. But anyway, so I cut it in half because I am using this for 2 different pies. So now it's going to go into the fridge until the next day when I'm ready to use it. Okay, and now this is today. This is the next day. I'm going to start with my apples. I have 7 Granny Smith apples. The recipe I have here calls for actually smaller apples, but mine were really big, so I had to cook them down. And here are the spices I'm using, and now I'm starting to roll it out. I have a little bit of flour down. Okay, so I wanted to put a streusel topping on top instead of just pie crust. So it's flour, brown sugar, and turbinado sugar. Okay, and now I'm moving on to my pecan pie. Let's see. I have 1 3/4 cup white sugar, a 1/4 cup dark corn syrup, a 1/4 cup of butter, 1 tablespoon of cold water, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and I am just melting this all down. I'm stirring the butter and everything. And then we're going to bring that mixture to a full boil. Take it off the heat. And then we're going to have 3 eggs here. I'm putting them into this large bowl. And then I'm going to whisk these until they're frothy, or beat them until they're frothy, whichever you want to do it. And then I'm going to gradually beat in the cooked corn syrup mixture, and then add in 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1 cup and 1/4 of chopped pecans. And then you'll want to pour it in very slowly because you don't want to scramble those uncooked eggs. That's why you slowly pour it in. You don't want that texture. Oh my gosh, that'd be a disaster. You'd have to start over. So when you have your the corn syrup mixture off the stove, just make sure and just put it in slowly. Okay, slowly. All right. So. Okay, so now I'm rolling out my crust, and then after that I'm going to put the filling into the crust and put the pie into a 350-degree oven and bake it for 45 to 50 minutes or until the filling is set. You just want to make sure it's not too jiggly, and if a knife or toothpicks comes out clean from the center, then it's good to go. So that's all I have for now. Bye.